Good morning and welcome to Audi Field. My name is Danita Johnson and I serve as the President of Business Operations for DC United, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all here today to Audi Field as we get ready to kick off MLS All-Star Week here in Washington, D.C. We are 1 week away. In 7 days, we will host the biggest match in our club's history here at Audi Field. Audi Field would not be possible without Mayor Bowser, which we opened here in 2018. But this goes beyond the marquee event, the MLS All-Star Game, where our league's best take on Arsenal FC on Wednesday, July 19th at 8 p.m. right here at Audi Field. Over the course of the next week, beginning on Saturday, our sport and our league will be more embedded in our city than it ever has before. From the soccer celebration held at the Wharf this weekend, rich with ways to engage with our wonderful game for people of all ages and interests, and the kickoff concert headlined by Kalani at the Anthem. To the community efforts we have planned to positively impact our city's youth and the residents of our city, and culminating with some of the biggest soccer players in the world, representing our MLS All-Stars and the English Premier League's giant Arsenal FC. This week will be one to remember. When we were informed by the MLS that DC had been chosen as the host of the 2023 All-Star Game, our mission was clear. Make this week the most impactful week we could for DC. Be true to ourselves and our city, and by doing this, we would create a memory that will live with each of our fans who attend, whether this be their first time engaging with our sport, league, or club. As we stand here 1 week out, I have two big messages. Actually I have three. One, thank you to our ownership group, Jason Levian, Steve Kaplan, for bringing this to life. We believe what we have accomplished is really going to impact our game for years to come. And thank you to our city's leadership for empowering us and teaming up with us to make this all possible. To our mayor, Muriel Bowser, for your leadership in helping us to bring this event to DC. It was under your leadership that we were able to bring this beautiful stadium out at Audi Field, located in the fastest growing neighborhood in DC, right here in partnership with the Capitol Riverfront bid. Without Audi Field, this would not be possible. To our city partners who have joined us today from Destination DC, Events DC, Capitol Riverfront bid, and WMATA, we couldn't have accomplished what we have for the next week without your partnership. To our ownership group, Jason, and our MLS All-Star Committee, it is your vision and your passion that has pushed us to make this all possible. This is Soccer City, and our time is now. Without further ado, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Well, good morning, everybody. I want to thank you for being here and add my greetings from Soccer City. I looked at all of the posters, and while we've been planning for many, many months for the MLS All-Star Game, I realized that it's here. It is now. It starts Saturday, and by July 19th, all the world will see why we call ourselves the sports capital. It's always great to be here at Audi Field. I'm reminded some years ago in 2015, some people thought we shouldn't build a stadium here. You don't know who those people are now. But we fought to make sure we had a great stadium, a great project, and that, in fact, it could be the anchor for redevelopment in this part of Washington, D.C. Danita and Jason and all the team here at DC United, give them a big round of applause for bringing Major League Soccer and celebrating Major League Soccer in Washington, D.C. Angie and Elliot, our hospitality partners from Events DC and Destination DC, thank you. And Randy, we know that Metro keeps this region moving and will move a lot of soccer fans in the coming week. We are thrilled to welcome visitors from around the globe to celebrate the beautiful game. And Audi Field will be a great venue to welcome everyone. Not only is it a fitting home for DC United, but it also just demonstrates how projects like this that celebrate sport and other convening events are so important for a city. After opening Audi Field and Nats Park, for example, we have seen this whole area transform, not only creating thriving and fun stadiums, but also new economic corridors that bring jobs, housing, retail, and economic opportunities to all of Washington. Even as I was driving up, I was like, Keith, what is that building? And what it is there's more Washingtonians that will be living there. And I'm just excited about that. We can also harness the one-of-a-kind opportunities like the MLS All-Star Game. I've had the opportunity to really travel the world to bring one-of-a-kind sporting events to D.C., and I'm always, always proud when we've been selected for one. And it is a stiff competition. Everybody wants this game. And this game is going to be in Washington, D.C. So we will continue building on that momentum, and we'll continue supporting and doing our part as a city to make sure not only we have soccer spectators, girls and boys, men and women, people of all ages, but we're growing some right here in D.C. I don't think we have our fair share of professional soccer players. What do you think? Keith, what are we going to do about that? We're going to work with our schools and DPR so that we're training more of our kids that are going to be recruited by all of the professional leagues. I mean that when I say that. I do. I mean that. We should have more of our children who are just as talented, just as creative, just as hardworking, going into all of the leagues. So I look forward to celebrating All-Star Week this week in Washington, D.C. Thank you, everybody. And now, shall I, Danita, welcome Angie Gates, who is the president and CEO of Events DC.
Good morning, everyone, or maybe I should say good morning, soccer fans. Come on, soccer fans. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, for all that you do, but especially your leadership in D.C. being a sports capital. I'm very excited about that. As the president and CEO, I have the distinct honor of being the leader for the official convention and sports authority, and we're doing some sports here in Washington, D.C., so I'm super excited. Collaborating with D.C. United, Major League Soccer, Destination D.C. WMATA is wonderful, and it has been fantastic to bring this world-class sporting event and all the experiences here to the nation's capital. I also want to thank the Events DC board for their support and all the work and dedication to making sure that DC remains a top destination in sports, culture, and entertainment. MLS All-Star Week allows our residents and fans worldwide to watch the fantastic athletes, not only during the soccer game itself, but all the fan celebrations that will be taking place in all quadrants of Washington, D.C. Now, it's more than just a game. It's an economic impact. And so with the 20,000 attendees coming to Audi Field, that's going to provide jobs and more experiences and support for our local residents and our local businesses. We are estimating an economic impact of over $11 million. Let me say that again, an economic impact of over $11 million. So on behalf of Events DC, I want to welcome all fans to the District of Champions, and the Events DC team cannot wait to share in the ultimate fan experiences that's going to be taking place throughout the city. So I should see each of you and everyone at Audi Field. And also there are a ton of free activations, and it's fun that's going to be had by all. So I look forward to seeing everyone, and we could not do this without my co-pilot of tourism, Elliot Ferguson. So I'd like to bring him up now.
Good morning. So I think the ladies have all put it in perspective in terms of the importance of this event coming to Washington. The last time we hosted an All-Star game was about 2018 when we hosted the baseball All-Star game, and it was a big deal. I think the difference now as we look at hosting, Danita and her team hosting the Major League Soccer All-Star game here in Washington, is that it has a global appeal like no other sporting event in the world. Now, we call ourselves the capital of soccer, but when we do this internationally, we call it the capital of football with a U. Globally, there is no other sport that has the level of interest than does soccer. And I think that as America continues to become interested and involved and engaged in soccer as a world sport, for us, Angie put it in perspective, the mayor put it in perspective, it's economic development. So as a destination, with the economic impact of tourism is well over $8 billion. So when we think about that, the 85,000 jobs that are created through this industry, sports plays a huge role in that opportunity to bring visitors to the city. So I love when locals come to events, but I really, really love when international folks and domestic visitors come in, stay in a hotel, eat in restaurants, of course, come to the game, come to all of the interactive opportunities that are taking place during the game, and then experience the other side of Washington. We love monuments, we love memorials, we love museums, but when folks come to our destination and they see that we have more to offer than those 3 M's, which are very important, then it puts it all in perspective. You know, the mayor talked about neighborhoods and the fact that this neighborhood, Buzzard Point, hopefully we'll change that name soon, is an area that arguably before this stadium existed, visitors would not come here. The same thing happened with Nat Stadium and other parts of the city that we now have the opportunity to promote. So clearly from our perspective, sports brings economic impact to the city. And the opportunity that Danita and her team are bringing to Washington, thanks to the mayor, thanks to Angie, and of course with the infrastructure that Randy's bringing, we're going to have an amazing time. And this is going to be good for us because the global community is going to see parts of Washington that perhaps they've never seen before. So if they'll come for the game or not, maybe they'll consider coming in the future for other events that are taking place here at this stadium, and then of course spending money in our destination. So Washington.org is our website. We promote our Washington City internationally on a regular basis. Sports plays a huge role in it. Danita sits on my board, Angie sits on my board, and several other members of this industry play an active role in how we promote DC as a destination. So sports is it. This weekend is going to be amazing. This week is going to be amazing, and we're excited to be able to host globally, domestically, and locally visitors coming to this amazing part of our city. So thank you, Danita. Thank you to you and your team. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for all of your work. And, of course, my partner, Angie Gates, for working with us. And at this time, you'll hear from how folks will get around and an equally important part of Washington, D.C., WMATA and Metro from our good friend, Randy.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, I'll be the last up. I'm closing this out, so it's warm out here. So good morning, everyone. The team told me I was going to dress as Ted Lasso, but the team told me I was not allowed to do that, bring a little soccer love. But Danita, great event. Thanks for having us here today. Angie, Ella, our partners, and Mayor, just still the best. So thank you for all your leadership. Love all the collaboration we're doing with so many things. So thank you for all your leadership. A couple things I want to highlight here. Obviously, it's really important how do people get around, right? And we have a lot of international, but other people around the country. There's a huge nexus in this world with soccer fans or football fans and transit. If you went to a Premier League game, if you went to see Arsenal play, people are taking the tube and taking trains, and that's how people are getting around. That's what we want people to experience here too at Metro. So a couple things to highlight. Metro's running the most train service we ever have in our entire 40-plus year history. On this green line, specifically in the Branch Ave direction, this year we are running more service than at any time on the green line to Branch Ave. That means places like Waterfront Station and Navy Yard, two of our fastest growing parts of not only the district but the region, have even more rail service. So we are there to serve you. And I might as well take the moment to call out and to show you how Metro is back running good, frequent, reliable service. July 4th, 410,000 people used the Metro rail system to get around, our biggest July 4th since 2015. So Metro is open. We want you back. Come and explore. So the fun stuff we got for this big event. You saw the little props, but we got Metro cards, our special cards that we're really excited to do with DC United and MLS. 10,000 cards available at Navy Yard, Waterfront, LaFont Plaza stations. I already saw some tweets going last night. I'm sure they'll be sold out relatively quickly, but try to get those. What we encourage people to do is either get off at Navy Yard Station or Waterfront. It's actually a really quick walk from either one. With that said, there's also the 74 Metro bus, which is a very convenient. I took that down from LaFont headquarters today to the event. It's convenient. And we're also running a special bus, the 74 Special, from Waterfront Station, going directly to Audi Field and back every 10 minutes. So we want to, if you don't want to walk, get that special bus from Waterfront Station. Lastly, I want to highlight parking. Parking, you can park around we have an enormous amount of parking throughout the region. $5-6. You can park and get on great service at Metro and get here. So we really encourage everyone to use Metro. Everyone knows how bad traffic is down in this area of the city. Don't be traffic. Don't add to it. Plus, there's nothing more fun than being on a train where people chanting soccer chants and getting in the mood. Get out, celebrate. This is an amazing event for our community and region. And again, just want to congratulate not only DC United, MLS, but the district on hosting. We look forward to being a partner and getting people here safely and getting everyone home. So thank you and congratulations. And I want to make sure you all have. Elliot already got his over here on the cool side.
We will open it up for a few questions about MLS All-Star Game. So if you have a question, just raise your hand, and Matt, my colleague, will bring a microphone to you. Any press with questions? Got in the back. Please let us know who it's directed towards, and we'll pass this microphone or invite them up to the podium.
A couple of questions for the mayor, if I can. Sorry if I missed this, but how much in revenue are you expecting this to bring to the city? Obviously, it's a big deal. And then a follow-up to that, last week, or the week of 4th of July, there were 2 Frenchies stolen at gunpoint from a person walking their dog about 2 blocks south of here in the middle of the morning. Can you just talk about safety, security measures? I know this neighborhood's come a very long way, but what's going to be in place to ensure safety for this event? Thank you.
Hi. So I just wanted to highlight some of the impacts of the numbers. So once again, I want to add about 20,000 attendees expected here at Audi Field for the event. But the economic impact that's being estimated at this point, and I'm sure that number will be going up, is $11 million. And counting, I should say, and counting.
So I mentioned at the start that our special events task force has been working with the event organizers, with MPD, with HCMA, as we do for all of our large-scale events, including our partners at Metro, and that very robust plan is in place for these events.